Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Ako nga po pala si Dominic B. Hermano, isa akong nurse from the School Health and Nutrition section. So today, I have prepared a presentation regarding the DepED WinS program.
The topic of my presentation is about adopting DepED WinS at home. So, ibig sabihin, dadalhin natin yung program ng DepED, which is the WinS, sa ating mga tahanan. So, alam nyo naman na nagkaroon tayo ng pandemic na kung saan most of us is nasa bahay. So, my presentation outline for today, i-discuss ko sa inyo ang tungkol sa legal basis, ang key concepts of the WinS program, at syempre, kung paano nga siya dalhin, or yun yung WinS at home. For the legal basis, as you can see on the screen, the original basis for this program is the DepED Order Number 10 Series of 2016. Tapos nagkaroon ng latest, yun yung implementing guidelines, DepED Memorandum 194 Series of 2018. Gusto ko lang i-emphasize yung DepED Order Number 10 Series of 2016. Ang full title pala niyan is Policy and Guidelines for Comprehensive Water, Sanitation and Hygiene in Schools Program. Emphasis on the words water, sanitation, at saka hygiene. Tanggalin natin siya sa box, yung tatlong in-emphasize natin. Ayan, so as you can see, tinanggal natin si water, sanitation, and hygiene from the box. And saan natin pwedeng dalhin tong water, sanitation, and hygiene? So tamang naisip nyo, ilalagay natin siya sa ating mga tahanan or bahay. So si water, pasok natin sa bahay, sanitation, and hygiene. So usually, ganun tatakbo yung concept nung WinS. So masayang-masaya ang bahay natin dahil nagkaroon ng tatlo. So, dyan lalabas yung tinatawag nating DepED WinS at home. Alright, so the goal of the DepED WinS at home is to have correct hygiene or kung anong existing hygiene practices natin, ma-improve pa. Pangalawa, ma-improve din yung mga sanitation practices natin sa tahanan. And last but not the least is also to have a clean environment. Okay, so before I proceed, pasada lang tayo tungkol sa word na learning. Ano nga ba ang idea natin sa learning? Okay, so I think by this time na habang nanonood kayo ngayon ng webinar na to, I know na maraming tumatakbo sa isipan nyo kung anong ibig sabihin ng learning. Learning per se, it's related to health. Health is related to learning. Next, we can say that learning is equals or equivalent to performance. And kung ganun pala, we can say that the health is directly proportional to performance. So, pag maganda ang kalusugan, maganda din ang performance. So, dun iikot yun. Gusto ba natin ng magandang performance? I'm pretty sure yes. Lahat tayong nag-aaral, gusto natin magandang performance natin. Okay, so as you can see on the picture, pagka daw uhawang isang bata or isang estudyante, mahihirapan siya mag-focus. So, without focus, madali ba mag-aral or matuto kapag walang focus? So, syempre hindi. That's the reason na yung uhaw, importante pala yun. Yung mga basic things like that, na pag binigyan natin pansin, makakatulong pala sa pag-aaral. So, here's the video from DepED. Panoorin natin.
Water is virtually everywhere, from soil moisture and ice caps to the cells inside our own bodies. Depending on factors like location, fat index, age, and sex, the average human is between 55 and 60% water. At birth, human babies are even wetter. Being 75% water, they are swimmingly similar to fish. But their water composition drops to 65% by their first birthday. So what role does water play in our bodies? And how much do we actually need to drink to stay healthy? The H2O in our bodies works to cushion and lubricate joints, regulate temperature, and to nourish the brain and spinal cord. Water isn't only in our blood. An adult's brain and heart are almost 3/4 water. That's roughly equivalent to the amount of moisture in a banana. Lungs are more similar to an apple at 83%, and even seemingly dry human bones are 31% water. If we are essentially made of water and surrounded by water, why do we still need to drink so much? Well, each day we lose 2 to 3 liters through our sweat, urine, and bowel movements, and even just from breathing. While these functions are essential to our survival, we need to compensate for the fluid loss. Maintaining a balanced water level is essential to avoid dehydration or overhydration. both of which can have devastating effects on overall health. At first detection of low water levels, sensory receptors in the brain's hypothalamus signal the release of antidiuretic hormone. When it reaches the kidneys, it creates aquaporins, special channels that enable blood to absorb and retain more water, leading to concentrated dark urine. Increased dehydration can cause notable drops in energy, mood, skin moisture, and blood pressure, as well as signs of cognitive impairment. A dehydrated brain works harder to accomplish the same amount as a normal brain, and it even temporarily shrinks because of its lack of water. On a normal day-to-day basis, maintaining a well-hydrated system is easy to manage for those of us fortunate enough to have access to clean drinking water. For a long time, conventional wisdom said that we should drink 8 glasses a day. That estimate has since been fine-tuned. Now, the consensus is that the amount of water we need to imbibe depends largely on our weight and environment. The recommended daily intake varies from between 2.5 to 3.7 liters of water for men and about 2 to 2.7 liters for women, a range that is pushed up or down if we are healthy, active, old, or overheating. While water is the healthiest hydrator, other beverages, even those with caffeine like coffee or tea, replenish fluids as well. And water within food makes up about a fifth of our daily H2O intake. Fruits and vegetables like strawberries, cucumbers, and even broccoli are over 90% water and can supplement liquid intake while providing valuable nutrients and fiber. Drinking well might also have various long-term benefits. Studies have shown that optimal hydration can lower the chance of stroke, help manage diabetes, and potentially reduce the risk of certain types of cancer. No matter what, getting the right amount of liquid makes a world of difference in how you'll feel, think, and function day to day.
Alright, so kung mapapansin nyo, ang ganda ng video. The video is about importance ng water. So, etong image na ipapakita ko sa inyo sa screen, ito yung tinatawag na skin turgor. Grabe pala yung uhaw mo, which is the severe thirst. It can lead to dehydration. So, delikado pag nagkakaroon ng dehydration. For us na nasa bahay, paano natin ma-check kung dehydrated? Tama yung nasa isip nyo habang nanonood kayo ng webinar, pisilin nyo yung laman. So, yun yung tinatawag na skin turgor. Dapat daw, for example, ito yung balat. Pag pinindot nyo ganyan, tas binitawan nyo, dapat babalik ka agad. Pag mabagal ang pagbalik, poor skin turgor. So, dapat in less than a second, dapat bumalik ka agad para sang, diba, babalik ka agad yung balat mo. Matagal bumalik, ibig sabihin, it's an indication. It could be a possible indication for dehydration. Tama. Alright. So, okay pa kayo dyan? Konting stretching pag medyo nangangawit sa webinar. Okay, so tuloy tayo. Since we are talking about dehydration, we do have the common physiologic manifestations such as yun ngang nabanggit. Pag matagal bumalik, it's poor skin turgor. At ang ihi natin, very concentrated. So, ang kulay niya is very dark or very concentrated yellow. Ibig sabihin, pag ganun ang kulay, kulang tayo sa tubig. And ikatlo, lethargy, yan yung lack of energy, parang aantok-antokin yung bata or yung estudyante. Kaya, ang hirap mag-aral pag uhaw talaga. So, very important ang ating tubig. At dapat may tubig kayo sa inyong bahay. Ngayon ba may tubig kayo? Ayan. Okay, very good doon sa mga meron. Doon sa mga walang tubig, pwede na kayong kumuha ng tubig ngayon para uminom habang nag-watch ng webinar. What are the ways to ensure safe drinking water? Kung makikita nyo dito sa screen, you will notice that ang pagpapakulo ng tubig na ginagawa noon pa, it's a very traditional way of eliminating the microorganisms na makikita sa tubig. Kung kaya naman at maraming panggatong, mainam yan. Pero kung ngayon naman nasa modern age na tayo or modern era, pwede na rin tayo mag-invest sa mga water filters. Kung makikita nyo dyan sa screen, medyo may kamahalan siya ng konti, pero it's a good investment. Kaysa naman ma-hospital tayo, mainam na mag-invest tayo sa water filter. The next video I will present to you is about SODIs. Panoorin po natin.
So this is a simple method of treating water where we use the UV light to treat the water, but it's so simple that you may not even think that was going to work. Normally, the UV light would go in the water, any kind of a big basin of water, it would go like 10 centimeters. But if you were to treat water, you need to have a container 10 centimeter of diameter, like 2-liter bottles. What we do, we fill it with water and then put it in the sun for 6 hours from 9 to 3, where we have the full sun. And then at the end of the day, you will realize that all the E. coli and coliforms are not activated or are gone. I saw it work in several communities and also for myself when I go visit communities, and most of the time when we go to places that are too far, we don't have water, that's exactly what we use, and we never have any kind of waterborne disease afterward. That means it really works.
Alright, so we have seen the video of solar disinfection. Ito yung kung saan ginagamit natin yung init ng araw para ma-destroy niya lahat ng mga microorganisms na pwedeng makapag-contaminate sa ating mga inumin. So kung mapapansin yung ginamit nila PET bottles, pero mas advisable na gumamit ng glass bottles na kung saan para at least lesser yung risk, cancerous daw, pag yung bote ng plastic na initan. It would be best kung gagamitin natin is glass bottles. Kung nakita nyo sa video kanina, binibilad siya for 6 hours yung tubig. Malaking tulong yun para malinis ang inuming tubig. Ayan na nga, kung makikita nyo dyan sa WinS at home checklist natin, number 1, safe drinking water. So, tingnan nga kung ang bahay nyo is may safe drinking water. Kung meron, pasok na pasok, check na check. Congratulations! That's number 1 in our WinS at home checklist. Ibig sabihin, dinadala nyo na ang WinS program sa bahay. The next video I will present to you is about ecological solid waste management para sa households natin. So let's watch it.
Ang ecological solid waste management dapat mag-umpisa sa tahanan. Lahat ng miyembro ng mag-anak dapat matuto at kasali din ang ating mga kasambahay. Matuto tayo ng segregation. Paano ba mag-segregate ng basura? Mga basurang nabubulok, di nabubulok o residuals, ang mga pwedeng iresiklo, at ang mga toxic o special wastes. Ito ang mga basurang dapat isegregate. Ang mga dapat i-reduce. Bawas gamit ng plastic, papel, bote. Specifically, reduce the use of plastic or sandbags. Magdala ng reusable bag o bayong pag namimili. Reduce the amount of trash in your home. Pakinabangan nyo. Ibenta. Piliing gamitin ang mga bagay na gawa sa renewable resources. For example, bakit ka gagamit ng ordinary plastic bag? Mas maganda for Mother Earth na gumamit ka ng eco bag. I-reuse. Maaaring gamitin muli ang mga lumang notebook.
Mishka, ito na lang gamitin nating papel. Sige, Hagas, nangyari natin.
Mga likod ng papel, mga bote at plastic din. Ang mga pwedeng i-repair, gamitin ulit. Ulit-uliting gamitin ang mga plastic bags, ang containers, pati na rin ang mga glass bottles. I-recycle. Gumamit ng mga bagay na recycled. Maraming mga produkto na galing sa recycled products. At pati tubig na pinaglabahan, pwede i-recycle. Ang pinaglabhan at pinaghugasan ng pinggan, pwedeng gamiting pangdilig ng halaman. Isa pang importanteng magagawa natin ay mag-compost. Ang mga nabubulok nating basura, tulad ng mga pinagtalupan at mga table scraps, pwedeng gawing compost. Simple lang ang prinsipyo behind composting. Ito ang tinatawag naming lasagna method. How to compost? Use flower pots. Use a compost pit. Use old tires. Use old drums. Plastic containers. Cans na bottomless. Malaking tulong ang composting. Composting. Control decomposition of organic matter by microorganisms, like bacteria and fungi, resulting into a humus-like product. Compost improves the physical, chemical, and biological properties of the soil. Ang compost ay soil conditioner. Kung may hair conditioner, meron ding soil conditioner, at yan ang compost. Pwede gamiting pampataba o fertilizer. Gamitin sa flower beds, vegetable gardens, lawns, at sa pagtatanim ng puno o shrubs. Compost helps conserve moisture, prevents soil erosion, reduces weed growth. May isang espesyal na klase ng composting, using the best friend of farmers anywhere, worms, specifically earthworms. At ang earthworms ang bida sa vermicomposting. Makakatulong na magkaroon ng 4 na klaseng basurahan sa ating mga bahay. Green, nabubulok. Blue, nare-recycle. Black, residuals or di nabubulok na wala ng pakinabang. Red, lason, toxic. Saan mapupunta ang mga basurang na-segregate? Ang compostable waste magagamit ng mga gardens and farms. Ang recyclable tulad ng mga lata, papel at metal maaaring ibenta sa recycling center. Ang non-recyclable residual waste ay kukunin ng collectors upang dalhin sa sanitary landfill. At ang special waste o mga toxic dalhin sa mga treatment facilities na specially established for this purpose.
Okay, so that's the video for the ecological solid waste management. Mas naunawaan natin through the video kung paano mag-segregate, ihiwalay yung basura, nabubulok sa hindi nabubulok, yung mga basics. It's very important for us to practice that. Can you check kung nakakapaghiwalay na ba, nakakapag-segregate? Doon sa mga nakakapag-segregate ng mga bote, very good tayo dyan. Congratulations sa inyo. Doon sa mga hindi pa, huwag kayong mag-alala, may panahon pa, may chance pa tayo makapag-segregate. WinS at home checklist, tingnan maigi, safe drinking water, practicing waste segregation. Kung ginagawa yan, double points na kayo, nadadala nyo ang WinS sa inyong tahanan. The next video I will present to you, effective ba ang hand sanitizer versus paghugas ng kamay? Let's watch it.
We got a live experiment going on over here. Cherie volunteered to be our test subject. She considers herself a bona fide sanitizer addict. Am I correctly judging you as being into sanitizers?
I'm obsessed with hand sanitizer. The reason is because I take the train every day, so I'm touching the poles and things like that, so I have to have hand sanitizer with me always.
So as a favor, we asked you not to use any hand sanitizers
Yes.
for a whole day, right? The experiment started yesterday. How has the last 24 hours been for
It
you?
was very difficult because I'm such a germ-phobic that I have to have.
Well, they don't look terribly dirty.
Okay.
But you really can't tell. Because we used a germ counter. That's how you really do it. A germ counter just before the segment to judge how many germs were on your hands. Are you curious about the answer?
I'm kind of nervous.
Well, we need a baseline, right? So I was in the thousands with my phone. But your hands, which are interestingly able to keep themselves cleaner than my phone, 685, which is still a lot of germs. So it's pretty germy, but that's your baseline. Now the question is, and the experiment is, how can we impact it? So Dr. Raj is going to take you with the hand sanitizer. I'm going to wash your hands, right? And we're going to do this little this game. Now, if I can, let me call Jaleesa in here. Or she's in our medical unit. She's going to use that germ counter again. Come on in, right? And as we do this, you're going to measure. Are you ready?
Let's do
I'll
it.
turn the water on. Okay. It's a little cold. I'm sorry. You put the hand sanitizers there. Now I've got to wash your hands for at least 20 seconds for this to work, right? Whereas that hand sanitizer, pretty much as soon as it touches her hands, it's good to go, right?
Yeah, well, we still want to get it in and really coat all the surfaces.
Can
But
it,
yes.
can it breed resistant germs?
No, this is actually something people worry about. Has not really been borne out in studies. It's not something you need to worry about in terms of alcohol causing resistant germs. But the alcohol-free sanitizers may, so you do want to avoid those.
All right, so you're done. I'm still going.
Yeah.
So go ahead and, Jaleesa, check that a little bit.
All right, let's make sure her hands are a little dry.
Don't be so persnickety. Jaleesa, my goodness. Purist.
All righty. Let's do this here.
All right. Now I'm going to dry while you measure. So again, we're competing with 685. How much of a difference did it make to put that hand sanitizer on there? Do your hands feel clean now?
Yeah, it really does.
They feel clean to me. But again, 685 was baseline.
Baseline. So her hand after sanitizer ended up being about 435.
Oh.
So it's a little bit better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
better.
here, get my hand. Let's see how I did. The magic. I've washed a lot of people's hands in my life. Kids, grandkids, patients sometimes. I know, if it looks clean, let's just look at these hands here.
So competitive, Dr. Oz.
I rubbed the skin right off her hands. Basically, the germ abrasion to your palm.
Oh boy.
All right, and again, so we have 685, 200 or so less with the alcohol. The nice thing about the gels, obviously, is you can do them wherever you are. As you get off the subway, you don't have to go find a toilet. All right, the winner is, come on, Jaleesa, help me out now.
Drum roll, drum roll. It's actually washing your hands. It was about 70, which is
70?
huge.
Big difference.
Oh, wow.
Huge.
Are you surprised that hand washing is better than using the hand sanitizer?
It's kind of sad because I use hand sanitizer so much. I think it works, well, but.
Well, actually, can I tell you something? I mean, this is just one experiment, but they often are very close. And I think hand sanitizers are a very wise way to go because it's so darn practical. But the key, no matter which method you use, is to do it the right way.
Okay.
And that's where we sometimes trip up. But either one can work for you. So, Dr. Raj, come on over here. Let's just show everybody exactly how you can make either of these techniques work better. And I think if you're smart about it, you'll win a lot of battles. So first over here, we've got the unfortunate grimy hands, right? So no matter what you do with hand sanitizers, you've got to also be able to use it in conjunction with hand washing because hand sanitizer is not getting the mud off your hands, which is what this becomes.
Exactly. You want to get those particles off, the dirt and the grime. That's not going to happen with hand sanitizer.
Okay. Next up, the percentage of alcohol should be 60%.
At least 60%. Studies show 60 to 95% alcohol. That's the best level to really kill the germs.
Are most of the hand sanitizers sold that?
They are. They are usually 60 or above.
Good. And finally, you actually got to rub the skin together.
You got to rub it, both hand sanitizer and with soap and water, because that's how you're going to really distribute the germs so that you can destroy them more effectively, get rid of all the other little particle matter that needs to be gotten.
You're actually not a fan of over-sanitizing our hands. And I just want you to be honest, because you deal with infections all the time.
Yeah, I think what we're learning more and more is the importance of our microbiome, those healthy bacteria that are in our bodies and even on our skin. So the more we're depleting those on a daily basis, it's really not that great a thing, especially for children who are building up their immunity when they're very young. So you don't want to be over sanitizing or too hygienic. Actually just a little bit of germs could actually go a long way to boost your immunity.
Okay, so that's the video about hand sanitizer and hand washing. Kung makikita nyo, may natira pa rin konting microbes or microorganism. Compared dun sa naghugas talaga ng kamay, binibigyan lang natin importansya na lagi tayong maghugas ng kamay hanggat maaari. Tapos secondary na lang yung pag-alcohol or hand sanitizer. Pero both is makakatulong pa rin. Improving hygiene practices at home. By the way, kasama ang hygiene practices ang pagtutoothbrush at ang paliligo. Kung araw-araw naman nakakaligo tayo, nakakatoothbrush tayo, that's very good. Check yan. Maganda yan sa kalusugan. Next video I will present you, this is very interesting. One of my favorite is about the Japanese students clean their classrooms to learn life skills. So let's watch it.
Zibunたちで自分の部屋を掃除した方がいいと思います。教室がピカピカになると嬉しいし、
自分自身の手でできるようにするためなので、しばらくはこのまま続いていくのではないかと思います。たくさんの人といろんな場で食事をしたり、物を片付けたりっていうことが大人になるとありますよね。それを子どもの時から少しずつ身につける。
褒めてもらってありがとうとか言ってくれて嬉しい。ありがとうございました。
Alright, so napanood natin yung Japanese students clean classrooms to learn life skills. So kung mapapansin nyo doon sa video na pinakita, at an early age, tinuturuan ang mga Hapon na maglinis ng kani-kanilang mga classroom. So, sa bahay, pwede din yan natin gawin na kung saan matututong maglinis ng bahay ang ating mga estudyante or mga anak. Question, sa mga estudyanteng nanonood, nakapaglinis na ba kayo ng kubeta? Marunong na ba kayo maglinis ng toilet bowl? Taas kamay ng mga nakakapaglinis na ng kubeta. Okay, so medyo hindi ko kayo mabilang kasi nasa webinar tayo, no? Pero I hope na mag-thumbs up kayo kung nakakapaglinis kayo ng kubeta. So be proud kasi hindi lahat ng Pilipinong estudyante ay marunong maglinis ng toilet bowl. So yun sa mga nakakapaglinis na ngayon, congratulations sa inyo. So malaking life skills yan. Yung matuto kayo mag-scrub, the more mas kaya mong linisin, the better. Para rin naman sa inyo yan. Matuto lang maglinis ng bahay, including the toilets, of course. WinS at Home Checklist update. So kung mapapansin nyo, we do have safe drinking water. Kung meron kayo sa bahay, very good. Kung nakakapag-practice kayo ng waste segregation, at kapag nakakapag-practice kayo ng hygiene practices, like example is toothbrushing, ligo, very good yan. And of course, yung paglilinis ng bahay, you are already applying the WinS program ng DepED. So, these are my references for the lecture. Maraming salamat po. Ako nga po pala si Dominic Birmano ulit. Maraming salamat po for the opportunity. I wish you well, everyone. So, tuloy-tuloy lang po ang suporta natin sa DepED WinS program. Maraming salamat po.